up, headbangers? Welcome to another episode of Heavy Metal 101 Reviews, where we listen to a song we're not very familiar with, give our honest and unbiased opinion. Today, we have something a little unique here. We have the Amboy Dukes, Surrender to Your Kings. Now, the Amboy Dukes was an American psychedelic rock band that was formed in 1964. The most famous member of the Amboy Dukes was their guitarist, Ted Nugent. He got his start with the Amboy Dukes, and I think eventually the Amboy Dukes became basically just his backing band, and then he eventually struck the name Amboy Dukes from it. So I'm a big fan of Ted Nugent. No politics. We don't want to discuss any politics or any of that, so don't have at us with the politics in the comments. That has nothing to do with it. I think he's a great musician. Amboy Dukes, they're pretty much a one-hit wonder. They're known for their one song, Journey to the Center of the Mind, which is their one hit. And Chris actually has a little bit of a link to the Amboy Dukes. You want to tell us about it, Chris?
Yeah, we talked about it in another video, but back in 1969, my dad was in a band called, I think it was the Spider Blues Band or something like that, and they opened for the Amboy Dukes. So yeah, that's just kind of a little piece of music history. I was trying to get him to come on to talk about it, but he has opted not to. But yeah, my uncle said he's going to try to find, supposedly somebody has pictures or something from that event. So if I can get a hold of it, then I'll try to get it on the show.
Okay. That was just a one-time local show or whatever? Okay,
yeah.
Cool. I would say without having heard, I've heard a few Amboy Dukes songs. I haven't heard this one. And I would venture to guess, without having heard this song, that this is probably going to be the least heavy song that we've listened to on this channel, probably, huh?
Most likely, yeah.
Probably fair to say. But without any more yakking, let's have at it.
Accepting all this world of things till you bend down too late. It shoots you for bait. The bluebird continues to sing. As a child, you search to find someone to stand behind, but the harder you look, the bigger the crook tries to overpower your mind. I'm sure there's more around who feel the same as me. Now never turn your back on a friend who gave you love. If the time came on a cliff, he'd be the first to show. Shoot you for bait. The bluebird continues to sing.
right. What's your thoughts on that?
Let's see. First and foremost, the bass line was epic. I really like that. They used a real, I don't remember who their bass player was, but he always kind of had that bluesy jazz style bass line that really carried the song. Lyrically, to me, that song was all about trust and allegiance in the wrong people, getting used, being a useful idiot, and being manipulated. That's what I got from that song.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. Surrender to your kings. Yeah, the people that you trust in, that are using you, they're your kings. And of course, a very Ted Nugent-esque guitar solo. It sounds, you could tell that's a Ted Nugent. If you've listened to enough Ted Nugent, you could tell it's a Ted Nugent guitar solo. I would say that this was, fairly heavy. This is pretty heavy for 1968. I mean, you remember Black Sabbath didn't come out until 1970. And you wouldn't even see any American heavy metal until probably a couple years after that. But yeah, definitely, you could almost say that it's a proto-metal song, psychedelic. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. It was a cool, short little song.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I always got stuck on Journey to the Center of the Mind, and I just dabbled here and there with the Amboy Dukes, but nothing ever really lived up to that one. So I don't know. I never heard this one. I liked this one.
Yeah, the vocals on this song were a little bit different. I mean, it's the same singer, but it was a little bit different style of singing than Journey to the Center of the Mind. Definitely. So yeah, it was a cool song. Definitely glad that we did it. Anything else you want to add before we close it out?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Let us know what you thought of this song, or if you'd ever heard it before. And I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you next time. Rock and roll.